Dude, I fucking launched Magneto off that goddamn map.
I know, I seen that. That was good. That was good.
I see them either going for max damage or trying to outsupport us.
Oh, the multiverse is confusing. I mean, are you even the same Logan I know?
Depends. Does that Logan owe you $200?
Yeah, he sure does. With interest.
Then I must be one from an alternate reality.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A launch. There's a Spider-Man behind us. Careful. Yep, moving in on Strange.
Oh my god, nice Wolverine.
Crazy. Oh, fuck me, dude.
Holy shit, he just comboed my. He got you too?
They killed me with that one. Alright, I'm gonna get back. Just gotta get back. We have both support ults. Let's see. So keep top yours first. Yeah, go ahead. Group back up.
I'm on.
Rocket, show yourself. I can heal ya. Okay. Now we
Everyone here?
yeah, let's take space. Let's get in there. Oh, that fucking hoe, dude. Just ult the shit out of me.
I got
Choked already? Oh, I did.
Jeez.
I could get an ult on point. I was healing Groot. Are you again? Dude, we might have to switch off Groot. If we keep giving him a platform to fucking get full charge, he's gonna dive me every time. I got triple ulted 3 times in a row just now. We might need to go someone like a diving tank or something, like a Venom.
Lock onto this location.
Getting dove in the back line. Nice, good shit. Oh, almost got his ass. Yeah, they're out damaging us right now.
Right is right.
Nice.
Hey, we gotta stop here.
Fucking damn it, dude.
All my family, but not today.
We get a Punisher to switch to Magneto. Okay. Who can you play as far as tanks? Okay. I honestly think the Thing will do us better, to be honest. It'll keep some of these guys off of us. Oh, fuck, dude. The COD medal every time.
The thing ain't going nowhere.
We gotta get on that point. Ult on it. Nice, there we go. Get this invisible girl as low right here. Nice, there we go.
Best at what you do.
Right, there's a stop. We have staggered support ults now.
We just gotta get a couple of those.
If we get Wolverine Charger ult and then combo with the things, then we should be able to get it clear. Oh shit. Where's this portal gonna be?
Oh,
You see it?
what up?
By the eye of Agamotto.
Oh sir, motherfucker. Oh, I need heals.
I'm up.
Nice, 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 nice. Backline, they got me. I'm getting revived right now. Nice, 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 nice. Spider-Man's got me. Headlocked. Nice, good shit, guys. Fucking right.
Nice, nice.
We just have to finish off this fucking Spider-Man's bitch ass. They just portal again?
No, I think that's ours.
Uh oh. Get in here, get in here.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, get his ass, nice. Get his ass, finish him. Good fucking shit. This Strange is low. Oh, he got me again, dude. Oh, stand it. Die, I'm almost died. There we go.
Oh, that sleep.
Okay, hit it. Nice. Yes, fucking good shit, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Two.
They're fighting
That was
so
a hard
hard for
one.
that.
Yeah.
Jesus. GG, y'all.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
tenemos.
Primo, estoy como este, que siendo virgen con 21 años. La gente siempre hace preguntas. Que si te da miedo, que si cómo es que no lo estoy todavía, que si no has encontrado a la persona, que si que no te gustan los chicos, que si... Creen que por ser gris, que si no has hecho nunca nada. Y yo, en verdad, que yo en el fondo lo entiendo. Yo te entiendo, Ramón, personalmente. Pero tú me tienes que entender. Vemos.
When you got one like me.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Changed. In fact, we're closer than ever, whether we like it or not.
Are you guys sharing the studio in Hell's Kitchen now? I get it. Rent's been skyrocketing.
It's actually a bit more complicated than that.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Got your back.
I think that was the last octopus.
Hold them where they are.
I'm wounded. Who will help?
There's no more done now.
Behind you.
to 0. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
Who needs straw when you've got one like me?
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one. Round 2, go!
It ain't easy being this strong or this handsome.
Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Hey, Danny. Where's time? You two are usually inseparable.
That hasn't changed. In fact, we're closer than ever. Whether we like it or not.
Are you guys sharing a studio in Hell's Kitchen now? I get it. Rent's been skyrocketing.
It's actually a bit more complicated than that.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Pep in my step.
Consider yourself.
Which hero do you think you want to be today?
Who needs four when you've got one like me?
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match? The right heroes can make all the difference. Come on, bad guys, take this shot. Stay strong.
Watch your back.
Something bothering you, Ben?
I've just done this dance so many times, Susie. I was getting kind of old.
Right. Saving the world from cosmic annihilation can be such a chore.
Well, when you put it like that.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
I don't think I could handle the pressure of Dark Force.
Right, Susie. Glad that. Amazing Spider-Man!
Down to 30 seconds.
Benji's back, baby!
Better stop that vehicle.
Right behind you.
Chance to stop them.
Ain't going nowhere!
Co-op time. Us against the world. Now might be the time to stop them.
You kidding? I'm coming through!
You owe me one.
Teamwork!
Dagger.
Ready to keep on moving! Leave them to crush you! Let's rumble! Got your back! Get rid of me! Don't mess with the Amazing Spider-Man! Your powers are mine!
Score is 0-2-3. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on. You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Who needs four when you've got one like me? Somewhere under all this rock is a heart of gold.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
So, you commune with ancient gods once in a blue moon, right, Doc?
On occasion. But to serve as one's avatar must be exhausting.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't comment. Khonshu is always listening.
Perhaps divine
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, 1.
Can we like move up together? Like both DBS literally or tanks just ran in completely by themselves. As we're fighting people in our back line.
Can't get rid of me! Leave them to Khonshu!
There's some guy right here, Spider-Man, kill him first. We got one, now we move up a little bit. We just lost one. Good shit. Move up. Help the tank in the joint by himself. You're blocked off. Yeah, we're not winning this. You can already tell they're just doing better. The other tank, you fire yourself again, dude. We're not near you. We're just dealing with Spider-Man. There's Wolverine. I need help in the back. Spider-Man again.
Mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
You're all gonna die again. Wait, back here. Move up. Stay in the fucking thing. Kill someone. There's one. Keep moving around. You're getting blocked by crew. Gotta get Wolverine. Oh yeah. I can't get you in. Someone has to go for the healers this way. How fucking do they have Loki? That don't matter. Good game, I guess. It's 2 fucking games of trashy people.
Which hero do you think you want to be today?
Who needs four when you've got one like me?
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match?
Oh shit. Bro, you in game chat? Hello? My Negroni. Oh my god. Cut on your mic, dog.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Hey, Seven, are you a good thing, bro?
The strongest one there is. But don't tell
30
how.
seconds before you attack. Get ready.
My does Danny know you borrowed his pajamas kit?
Where I'm from, you protect her. So show Rob less power.
Yeah, I don't really care who's got the power as long as they put it to good use.
With our fists together.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got it?
Iron Fist.
You kidding? I won't come. Coming through.
All eyes over here.
Extra help. Nice. can't get revenge easy.
Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
Who needs fall when you got one like me?
The right heroes could make all the difference.
I'm not a hero. I'm the Punisher.
I never wanted to be Iron Man, but it worked out for everybody.
Round 2.
Guess we better save the world again. Or is it worlds this time?
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong. I'm counting on you, friends.
Even in the far future, it looks like Stark is still the most trusted name in tech. And if you want a suit of bleeding edge armor, who do you go to then?
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Bombs away! Iron Man operational again. Powering up. Look out below. Maximum pulse.
Not sure how we'll solve this.
We're seriously outgunned here.
Us against the world.
I'm gonna find whoever put me out last time.
Final 0, 2, 1. Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Hello?
Which hero do you think you want to be today?
Who needs four when you've got one like me?
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match?
Banning Rocket is crazy, even if I wasn't Bucky. If you're playing Thing, I think we should ban Penny.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Can anybody play Strange? If you're not good at him, I can play him. But I don't know. I'm not that good at him either.
We'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Your idealism and pressures of battlefield soul.
Can't be that old.
Astral
Anybody got
projection
mic?
makes me feel old.
Survive this! The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Finally, someone worth clobbering.
The Vishanti sent me to the ancient one. That takes like no more squids.
Time to shine.
The thing ain't coming through.
Go, 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 go! Can we lock in, bro? No communication's crazy already. Magic, I think you need to switch, man. They're playing them more after you ult. Or you can keep throwing and play Magic. Yeah, that went well, bro. Thank you.
Benji's back, baby.
Hey, when you use clobber in time, I'll too. I'm there. Oh, what is that grab? Holy shit. Man, I'm dead. We're just moving. Man, this is awesome. And then we double support out. That's awesome. No communication's so fun. I guarantee it's gonna have like 4 of y'all in the team chat at the end of this game too. Oh, complete airball, that's awesome. Good shit.
Closer to saving the world.
I'm taking less damage.
Angry little squids? Gotta be a Namor thing. Remind me never to eat squid again.
Okay.
Big mistake.
I'm good to go.
Full power. Let's go.
Strange portal.
My time to shine.
Can somebody try to touch? Or just sit there and let them capture. That's cool too. I mean, yeah, I'm just dead. Good shit, guys. I'm on the way back from my ult. Keep touching, keep touching, keep touching. Keep touching, keep touching, keep touching. No! Oh my fucking god. Alright. Lock in.
Ready to keep on rocking.
GM1 and nobody talks. It's awesome. Can somebody get a pick, bro? For real. Like, okay, no, we have 2 support dogs. We're chilling, we're chilling. Okay, I don't know who's just sitting there. Thank you, Iron Man, for throwing.
0, 2, 3. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
You fat fuck.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
You got one like me. Life was easier before all this galactic gobbledygook.
Next 30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
You promise me you'll take it easy out there, Susie.
Benjamin J. Graham. You should know by now that I'm far from helpless.
Worried about you. I meant you should take it easy on them.
Well, in that case,
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There needs to be pressure on their back line, and they're absolutely.
Oh, you do got a mic.
I'm sure everyone has a mic. Everyone got here, I'm pretty sure not using it 80% of the time.
I mean, to be fair, we're doing pretty good without the mics on.
I mean, they got all 3, we could have got them to just 2.
what we need to focus is the Namor putting the turrets up top. Hulk on point, Hulk on point, Hulk on point, Hulk on point. Namor one up top, Namor one up top. Hulk still on point, Hulk still on point. Thank you. They're gonna TP onto point. They're TPing, they're TPing. Let's get 2 on point, 2 on point, 2 on point.
I'm about to have my heart. Have my ult. That's alright. Good odds. Nice.
Two on point, so. Namor's on point, Namor's on point.
Go, 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 go! No! Get him! Whoa! Bro. Oh my fucking god. Alright. There's a woman dead. No revive either. Rocket and one. Good shit, good shit, good shit.
If I died, you have no healers. You guys have to try to touch. It's just Thing and Rocket. Y'all got that, y'all got that. We're coming back, we're coming back.
Let's go.
Nice shot.
Holy shit, man.
Yo, guys, no bullshit. We need more people on point. We need like 2 people on point.
Oh, well, I can't be sitting back as DPS. You
That's
gotta
fine.
talk to the other support.
That's fine. That's fine. I said 2 people. If you don't want to do it, just ignore what I just said.
Get ready.
Your idealism refreshes a battered old soul.
You can't be that old.
Astral projection makes me feel old.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 60 seconds.
Oh. Alright, I'm gonna get locked in. Above? Oh shit, where'd it go? Good shit. Nice. We're alive, we're alive. Just keep touching, keep touching. Have a bucket, almost dead. Good shit, good shit, good shit, good shit.
I don't have the pack a punch thing for you for 5 seconds, Bucky. 3, 2, 1. I'm tossing it down.
Alive.
Judge!
This is real firepower!
Good shit, good shit, good shit. Good shit. Good shit, good shit.
Score is 6-2-3. Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
Yeah, we are doing pretty good with no communication.
Hold you.
Alright, bro.
I'm trying to say
Still
what you
need
need
a little
to say
though.
appropriately, and all of that chaos can be more
getting it done.
confusing. Yeah, it can be more confusing than trying to coordinate it without. As long as we can apply pressure to their backline in and out of fights, we should be fine.
It's almost clobbering time.
We're in this together, Tennessee. Get the stars to rise and let us fight.
Oh. Very nice.
I am ready to put on a show.
Pulse charge.
Strange. Wait, can you wait for my ult? We can ult together.
I am strengthened.
Let's just regroup. We just gotta stop him once.
Almost 70% of my ult. Fire it up. Nice. Nice.
You enjoy your little coffee break?
GG.
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 Oh, shit.
what we're doing. We're going to get our jobs back, and we're not going to be laughed at. Now, I will say this, that already Canada, and I respect very much, as you know, there's a very strong man in Canada who said he was going to charge a surcharge or a tariff on electricity coming into our country. He has called and he said he's not going to do that. Okay, he's not going to do that. And it would have been a very bad
surprise.
thing. And
anybody could have expected
I respect that. We've been treated very unfairly by Canada.
yesterday.
We've been treated very unfairly by Mexico. But we've been treated very unfairly by every country all over the world. The European Union is horrible, horrible. And we're going to get it back. And I have a choice. I could just coast, and eventually there'd be a blow-up down the road, maybe a long way. But we owe $36 trillion, and we're going to get it back. We're the biggest, we're the best, and I'm very optimistic. I have to tell you, I'm very optimistic about the country.
That was President Trump on the news that Ontario's Premier Doug Ford today backed off his threat of a 25% surcharge on electricity exports to Michigan, New York, Minnesota, after President Trump doubled his tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum imports to 50%. Joining us now from the Senate DOJ and Senate Budget Committee, he's the one and only Nebraska Senator, Senator Pete Ricketts. Senator, we are so excited to have you on. Thank you so much for joining us. What is your take on this tariff fight? We're seeing high tariffs out of Mexico, Canada, China, anywhere from 10% to even 50%. What do you make of this? We know the market's hitting turbulence. America has been abused for years. Do you feel the White House, the Trump team, is communicating to the markets exactly what the problem is and what the end game is? What do you think?
The Trump administration has been very clear. In fact, the president's been very clear. He's really got two uses for tariffs. One is to get countries to do what we want them to do.
That's the main one. Yep.
For example, Canada.
I'm tired of winning. I mean, like, the thing is that, like, and I hope you guys know that I'm memeing, is that, like, I'm not a big fan of the aggression on Canada. Now, I think that, like, doing it, if, like, we're at a trade disadvantage, I think that's different. But, like, in terms of, like, an ideological perspective, like, I'm not ideologically aggressive towards Canada. Like, just keep that in mind, right? Like, we meme about it, calling Canadians future Americans, everything like this, right? But it's not really what I think. But it's funny.
He wants to end the flow of fentanyl into our country. It's the single biggest killer of our young people, age 18 to 45. 70,000 people a year die from it. So it's one of the things the president's taking very seriously to end, as well as illegal immigration. He also is looking to level the playing field for American companies. The average weighted tariff that we charge products coming into our country is 1.5%. The rest of the world charges our products an average of 6% tariffs. And that means it's 4 times higher. So we want to get to that to be a level playing field, so our companies have a fair shot of exporting our goods and services over to places like Europe and so forth, as he's mentioned before. So he's got a strategy. It's a little different depending on the country, but it's really about trying to make America more safe and more prosperous.
Right, it's really interesting. I just laid it out, Senator. And there's also this, you know, the Trump team, they're trying to detox the economy off of Biden's historically massive government overspending, plus Fed money printing. They're trying to get back to above Joe Biden's weak 2% annual growth. They're trying to do deregulation, unleash U.S. energy, unleash U.S. manufacturing, make the tax cuts permanent, and stop the flood of illegal aliens pressuring the system. We can't run $2 trillion annual deficits anymore, but I really want you to take a reaction and listen to Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt today. Listen to what she said. Watch.
Merck has opened a $1 billion facility at its North Carolina site. This is just the latest pharmaceutical company to boost its U.S. manufacturing in lieu of President Trump's tariffs. This announcement follows
It's
Eli.
really funny because, like, after he's talking about 500 and, like, 400 billion and, like, $1 trillion, I'm thinking, like, $1 billion. I'm like, oh, bro, like, these guys are, like who, yeah, they're not even trying.
Lilly's plans to invest
Yeah, it's
at least
only $1
$27
billion.
to
Oh,
build
wow.
4 new manufacturing plants here in the
That's
United
it?
States. And Pfizer has also said it's considering moving their manufacturing overseas right here to the United States of America. As the president has said over and over again, when we purchase products made in the USA, profits stay here, the revenue stays here, and most importantly, the jobs stay here. And despite the globalist mainstream media's attempts to worry consumers, President Trump will not repeat the trend.
I mean, this bill is really nice, but I do think sometimes about how crazy it would be if Alex Jones was the press secretary. That would be amazing.
Past American presidents who broke their promises to the American public and smiled while they stuck a knife in the back of American workers and choked their jobs overseas.
That's talk. What do you make of the show the list of companies talking about expanding in the U.S.? The media and Democrats are saying, well, these are just promises, they're not real. What are you hearing?
My experience with President Trump is that he gets people to deliver on what they say they're going to do, or else they pay a consequence for it. And so I would expect these investments are going to be very, very real, and it will create American jobs. And again, it gets back in line with President Trump's goal of creating more prosperity here in America. The president talks about how we've been treated unfairly by the rest of the world. And again, I just gave you the stats on the tariffs. And what he's trying to do is level that playing field, get the investment back here in this country so that we can create the jobs here. And by the way, this is also important for national security, that we diversify our supply chains out of places like communist China. We can't have all our pharmaceuticals being made there. We saw what happened during the pandemic. This is also about national security as well as our prosperity.
That's a really important point.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that think that anything made in China has like a secret Chinese bomb attached to it, and that if we ever go to war with China, China will just detonate the bomb and blow up everybody's computer. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Well, no, I'm serious. There's a lot of people that think this. Like the fucking, the beepers thing. Seriously, like Hezbollah? Yes!
We're not talking enough about what you just mentioned, Senator. Really important. We want to talk about Wall Street.
Israel literally did that to Hezbollah. They did.
The Sachs economists talking about recession. And then we see other market pros saying no recession. Trump's doing a reset. It feels like Reagan 1981. We have strong payrolls, strong consumer spending at around 3 or 4%. Wall Street pros think the stock market bottom is pretty close. That this market action that we're seeing, Senator, usually happens late in the downside. It's very oversold. We had an ugly rotation out of big tech into safe haven plays. We saw that happen in the tech bubble burst in 2000. The rest of the market did fine back then. Can you talk to us about how this feels like Reagan 1981? Slow stagflationary growth, government overspending, and then the Reagan tax cut, Senator.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a great analogy here. I was just a kid back in 1981. But we can see what happens when you deregulate the economy and you bring your taxes down. We saw it during the Reagan administration, and we saw it during the first Trump administration. President Trump caught, I think, 8 regulations for every one he put in place because he understands that small businesses are the ones that create most of the jobs, and they have the hardest time handling regulation. And if you look at, for example, the NFIB small business index on their attitude toward the economy, it's very optimistic. It had the biggest jump in optimism in its history, and it's still very high. So when you see small businesses being optimistic about the future, you can bet that they're going to.
That's a good thing. That's a great thing.
Well, that was a very informative interview. Senator Pete Ricketts was terrific.
We'll see what happens.
We hope you take the time to come back on soon. That was great. Thank you so much for being with us. It's good to see you.
Great.
Man, stock market's not the economy, by the way. Well, I mean, it's important, right? But, it's not the only thing, of course. But, I wonder what's going to happen with all these countries, when all these countries have, these companies have their stuff here, and it's all automated. Because I think this is what's going to happen. I feel like a lot of these factories, they're actively trying to do this as fast as they possibly can to automate this as quickly as possible. So that's what I'm kind of countries. Okay, guys, yeah, Trump mentioned that. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with it because personally, I think that could be a huge thing because you're going to have all these people and putting their money out there for this, and so kind of UBI gig economies. Yeah, no, I feel like this has been a huge issue, and it's just going to keep getting more extreme. And UBI, no, they're speedrunning UBI. I think that they are too. Personally, I am a very big advocate of UBI. I think it's going to happen, and I think it will have to happen. The only way that it doesn't happen, this is the other way it cannot happen, is if they take everybody that's poor and they put them in jail. That's the only thing that they can do. Yeah, what's UBI? Yeah, take all of the poor people, half of the people, and they put all of them in jail. And what's UBI? Universal basic income. They already do that. Yeah, but like not as much as they could be, right? I mean, they could be doing a much better job.
I believe Philippians and Area 51. A secret code inside the Bible said I was. I love my UFOs and paranormal fun as well as music. So sing like I should. But then another conspiracy theory becomes the truth, my friends. And it never ends. I know it never ends. I feel the crap getting got stuck inside man's home with the chaos. I feel only too aware. It's Stanley Kubrick faced the moon landing alone on a film set with a shadow people there. He loves letting us get stuck a smiling man, I'm told, and his name was Cole. And I can't believe it's dancing with the beats. It's no fashion Thursday night, Friday, Jay, and when I'm in the night. Why did you hear the truth? So one more all through the night. The Mothman sightings and the solar storm still come to Agatha, the secret city underground. Mysterious number stations, planet circle to Project Stargate, and what the Dark Watchers found. When a simulation goes to where it's low, the Black Knight satellite into his soul. I can't believe it's dancing with the beats. And no fashion Thursday night, Friday, Jay, and when I'm up to the night. Why did you hear the truth? So one more of me all through the night. And no fashion Thursday night, Friday, Jay, and when I'm up to the night. Why did you hear the truth? So one more of me all through the night. Because she is the camel love that when the feelings is right away in
or GPR, was used in the 1980s. Regular lines were found beneath the surface.
All right, the lines are there. The lines are there.
This also indicates man-made construction.
This data it does not represent natural geology. It's a man-made structure.
This is the West Balkan.
All right.
That was over there. And we walked easterly. Here we start getting our longitudinal Balkans. Here, 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 here.
As a scientist, do you really honestly believe that you have been on the remains of Noah's Ark?
I have no doubt in my mind. There's this has to be a man-made structure. It's full of metal. Metal has a regular pattern. The size of the thing, the shape of the thing is It's almost certainly a large boat.
A small excavation was done on the side of the structure. Wyatt's team discovered grains of mud that were lighter in color than the surrounding soil. He believed these to be beams from the ship. As recently as 2014, 3D scans were taken of the location. Not only was the shape of the ship found, it had 3 levels, just as the Ark should. The 3D scan also confirmed the dimensions of the object. 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, 30 cubits tall. A perfect match. During one demonstration for the Turkish government, Ron Wyatt pointed to an object seen on radar near the surface. He was given permission to dig it up. It was a piece of petrified wood, deck timber. Other artifacts were found at the site. More petrified wood, pieces of metal, cat hair, even fossilized animal dung. Researchers found evidence of the fence around Noah's house, where he raised livestock.
You can see the system of fence that's here that appears to have been a system of corrals and pens.
They found the altar he used to make sacrifices to God. They even found the grave of Noah's wife and a stone sarcophagus. Almost immediately after the discovery, grave robbers stole her body and allegedly sold it on the black market for millions of dollars. All this evidence was so compelling that the Turkish government officially claimed this was the place where Noah's Ark landed. There's even a visitor center, and the area is open to the public. But if the Ark really has been found, what does that mean? Does that mean everything in the Bible is true? Were there angels, watchers? Were there Nephilim? Is the earth really much younger than we thought? And my big question is God the angry, vengeful God we read about in the Old Testament? There's evidence of the Ark. There's evidence of the flood. If God punished humanity for being wicked, we should be very careful. We might want to try to be better people. We should be more kind, more honest, more forgiving. God already destroyed humanity once. We're his second try. And you know what they say? Third time's a charm. Noah's Ark, the Great Flood, the Book of Enoch, the Watchers, the Nephilim. We covered a lot today, even aliens. But is any of this true? Well, let's work backwards because that's the easiest way to do this. Ron Wyatt was not an archaeologist. He was a nurse by trade. He claimed to have all the requirements for a master's and a PhD in antiquities, but that wasn't true. He claimed to be a Korean War veteran, and that wasn't true. He claimed to have discovered the Ark of the Covenant, but he didn't.
I'm always amazed, and again, I don't hate Ron Wyatt. I don't even really dislike him, to tell you the truth. I dislike what he's doing. I realize that he's deceived, in my opinion, thousands of people.
He said he found the ancient cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. He didn't.
Ordinarily, I don't say anything without I can prove it, because it's rather embarrassing to make a statement and somebody say, well, can you show me some evidence? And I can't.
He claimed he found the location where Moses parted the Red Sea. He even said he found the body of Jesus Christ. He had the blood rehydrated and examined. He said Jesus' blood had 24 chromosomes, 23 to form a baby, and 1 from the Holy Spirit, which proves that he gave birth.
So all of his physical characteristics were determined by his mother's side of the family, her autosomes. His maleness was determined by this one Y that came from the source, not a human male.
But this whole thing is a lie.
Then they said, whose blood is right? And then they said, whose blood is this?
And tears would come in his eyes when he talked about blood dripping down from the cross to the, the mercy seat. I mean,
I said, it's the blood of your Messiah.
and I don't like seeing God's work so grossly misrepresented to get funds from people and to get support from people.
Ron Wyatt's work is still very popular on the internet, and I can understand why. This is an incredible story. But if you look just a little deeper, you'll find statement after statement from people who were lied to by Wyatt and defrauded out of quite a bit of money. One patron of Wyatt's lost $30,000 on one of these holy adventures. Wyatt said he needed another $10,000. This patron said only if you take a lie detector test. At first, Ron Wyatt scoffed, but he needed the money. He took the test. The man who administered the test said, and I quote, "He failed just about everything except his name." But what about all the evidence? The metal detectors, ground-penetrating radar. Well, most of it was faked or cherry-picked. The metal detectors used weren't professional. They were purchased from the back of treasure hunting magazines. Modern professional metal detectors have found iron at the site, but it's the same type of iron found in soil all over the area. No trained scientist has ever seen any of the petrified wood or petrified dung or anything like that. The only people who saw these things were Ron, or the people paid by Ron. Now, the Drogue stones are a compelling piece of the story because they are there, and they've clearly been there a long time. But the stone is locally quarried. Drogue stones from Noah's Ark would have come from Mesopotamia, not the mountains of Turkey. And the boat-shaped formation is probably the result of a mud flow. You can see shapes like this all over the area. Now, supporters of Ron Wyatt's theories, and there are a lot of those, have answers for all of this. That the boat was actually higher up the mountain but traveled down a lava flow. But boats don't float on lava. They burn.
They burn real good.
But thousands and thousands of people throughout history did and do consider this a holy place. Maybe Noah's Ark was there. I can't prove it wasn't. But I can prove Ron Wyatt was a liar. Now, as to why the CIA kept the photos classified, well, it was the Cold War, and these were photos from spy planes. And a few of those planes weren't exactly in friendly airspace. After the fall of the Soviet Union, releasing the photos wasn't a problem. Now, the Great Flood. If you follow this channel, you know that I believe that really happened. And I believe it happened at the end of the Younger Dryas. I believe a massive solar event melted the ice caps and created the biggest catastrophe in human history. And if you follow this channel, you also know that the thing I fear most is not nuclear war or civil unrest or pandemics. I fear the sun. If an asteroid is headed our way, we'll see it, and we may even be able to do something about it. And if an asteroid actually hits, I believe the world would come together and all nations would do everything they could to help one another. But a major solar flare or coronal mass ejection, there's nowhere to hide from that. Not in a mountain cave or deep underground. The heat and radiation would be disastrous to us and our planet.
We could hide underwater, like the aliens.
And that's true. Water is effective at absorbing radiation. And the deeper you go, the safer you are. And I'm sure the aliens in the ocean know that. Well, speaking of aliens, is that what's going on in the Book of Enoch? Most of the flood myths start the same way, with a warning from a godlike figure, and can end the same way, with a godlike figure helping restart civilization. Now, I can't definitively prove that this is true. Nobody can. But if we keep pressuring our government about UAPs and UFOs, we may eventually get some answers. Humanity did take a leap forward in technology many thousands of years ago, and maybe let's take to humans or not. Enoch physically goes to a place that sounds spatial. But Prophet Elijah also talks about riding a chariot of fire.
What?
I thought you were going to sing it again.
Well, now I don't want to.
Elijah talks about riding a chariot of fire over the earth with a human-like being. Elijah is amazed by the sound of the vehicle and how fast it moves. Other cultures and religions have similar stories. Muhammad ascends to heaven and meets Allah before returning to earth. In Hinduism, Arjuna is taken and lives there for a few years before coming back down. There are many more of these myths, but are they myths? Maybe these things did actually happen, but they're written down as myths because the technology is so far ahead of what existed at the time. Maybe these were visitations and abductions. There's a tribe in West Africa called the Dogon, and there are about 100,000 of them who mostly live in caves and cliffs. They're still a primitive people. The Dogon religion says that long ago, they were visited by aliens from the Sirius star system. These aliens told the Dogon that they helped the Egyptians, the Greeks, and the Sumerians with their civilizations. But what's really amazing is the Dogon were aware of the star Sirius B, which the tribe calls Dotolo. Sirius B is visible to the naked eye. It was first discovered in 1862. But the Dogon people had no telescopes. They still don't. Yet not only were they aware of the star Sirius B, they knew it was a white dwarf companion star to the much brighter Sirius A. The Dogon knew the length of Sirius B's orbit in years. They knew the shape of its orbit. They knew it was a dense star. They relayed all this information to a visiting anthropologist in the 1930s. They even said that there's a third star in the Sirius system, but there wasn't. Until there was. In 1995, a study concluded that a third companion star exists. More recent studies aren't so sure, but the Dogon people are. Allegedly, the Dogon were also aware of Jupiter's moons and Saturn's rings. Now, skeptics like to poke holes in the Dogon story, and I think that's fine. Like the Dogon were wrong about the number of Jupiter's moons. But they were right about Sirius B. The story of Enoch seems to be based on ancient Sumerian stories, like a lot of the Bible is. When people talk about the Book of Enoch, they're referring to what's officially called First Enoch, because there were 3 books. Biblical scholars consider the books of Enoch pseudepigrapha, that is, a biblical work that falsely claims authorship by a biblical character. That doesn't mean the books of Enoch weren't known or weren't important. In fact, First Enoch is quoted in Jude 14 through 15. Enoch was known and was important, but the book is not considered inspired by God and therefore is apocryphal and not part of canon.
Still a page turner.
Oh yeah, it's a good read. Now, some parts of Enoch are said to have been written later to expand on stories from the Bible, like the birth of Noah and Enoch's visit to heaven. These were interesting characters and people wanted to learn more. So someone, or many someones, we don't know who, just wrote more.
It's like Bible fan fiction.
It's exactly like that. But different religions and denominations are going to have different interpretations. Remember, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church says the book is canon, and that church has been around for almost 3,000 years. Some Christians think reading the book is heresy, a crime against the church. But most scholars consider the Book of Enoch an important text that gives additional insight into the lives and beliefs of the people living at the time. Honestly, whether the Book of Enoch is canon or not, that's not important to me. It's an interesting academic discussion. As you know, I'm not religious, but I am fascinated by and have great respect for religions, all religions. I enjoy the stories, and for the most part, I think they teach good lessons. I'm more into fishes and loaves than fire and brimstone, but that's just my taste. But I know I'm going to hear it in the comments. Every time I do a religious story, I get attacked. In the comments, there's going to be people screaming at me in all caps to take Jesus into my heart or I'm going to hell. If that's what you believe, that's okay. I don't believe that. I don't know what happens after we die. I'm inclined to say nothing, just black. But there's a big piece of my heart that really wants to be wrong. Because when I finally pass on and walk down that tunnel, if I'm greeted by family and friends long past, and I find myself standing at the pearly gates, the first words out of my mouth are going to be, thank God. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. My name is AJ, that's Hecklefish.
Peace be to the humans.
Late one night, he was in bed when he heard a crack, like an electrical power surge. Hey, my name is AJ. There's Hecklefish.
Wait, boy.
But not all of them. The Voynich manuscript is a book filled with drawings and symbols nobody can read. The Beale ciphers point to hidden treasure, if someone could decode them. There are entire ancient languages we can't understand because they're encrypted. Encryption can be simple or very complicated. Either way, it's just running a message through a series of mathematical rules. For decades, even centuries, some codes use mathematical rules that remain unbreakable. But they're about to be challenged by something new. Machines that don't care about math and don't follow any rules. If he doesn't pick up this time, I am replacing his vodka with gutter water. Or Smirnoff.
Yeah, human. You're calling about the drones. I'm already on it.
I'm calling because you haven't showed up to work for a week.
Work. I'm busy saving the planet. These drones aren't just watching, they're planning. First they'll take the skies, and then they'll take us.
Let me guess. You're the only one who can stop them?
Someone has to stand up and say, we will not go quietly into that good night.
Just come into the studio.
Yeah, they would. The living room barricaded. The Phoebus are on fortifying the window, and Gertie's on spit duty. You can never be too careful.
Spit duty?
Oh, yeah, she spits anything that moves. She can hit a passing satellite. Don't ask how.
Is that why the cable's been out?
Forget me, payroll. These drones are organizing. If we don't have now, they'll be controlling us by sundown. You know what we need? A flamethrower. One good blitz.
Or you can use ground news to figure out what's really going on.
Oh, here we go. A news app instead of a flamethrower.
Well, yes, because ground news is actually helpful. Ground News is a website and app founded by a former NASA engineer to tackle a bigger issue, how we stay informed. It's the ultimate tool for skeptics and truth seekers, cutting through sensationalism by showing how different outlets cover the same story. Take the situation with the drones. Ground News found over 200 sources covering it. Most are highly credible, but you can easily sort the reliable information from clickbait. One outlet says residents are rattled. Another spins it into spy balloon saga, while a top source focuses on the FAA's lack of answers.
Yeah, so no alien motherships.
Nope. And their blind spot feed shows stories one side of the political spectrum isn't covering. You'd be surprised how much gets left out. It's perfect for bursting your media bubble and seeing the bigger picture. If you want to stay informed, you can even follow your favorite topics. It lets you track the stories you care about so you never miss the very details. And for a limited time, you can try their Vantage plan for 50% off. Just go to ground.news/wifiles or scan the QR code on the screen.
Shut off when I go to ground.news/wifiles.
That's right. Ground News helps you compare coverage, think critically, and maybe chill out about the drones.
But if one of those drones start trapping the harvesters, I'm riding Gertie to the mountains. You can stay behind and try to upload a virus to the mainframe. Whatever it is you humans do.
So I'll see you in the studio.
What was that? You're cutting out. Must be drone interference. They're blocking our signal.
Kate Price's morning started like any other. Her smart home system woke her at 6 a.m. with her usual playlist. The coffee maker fired up. Her iPhone read her schedule while she brushed her teeth. Normal, routine. She opened her banking app. Something was wrong. Her balance was 0. She blinked and checked again. Her balance was back. Just a temporary error, she thought. She took a sip of coffee and nearly dropped her mug. The smart speaker was playing someone else's conversation. A couple fighting about credit card debt. She unplugged it. Her smart TV started cycling through her photos. Private photos. Intimate photos. She pulled the plug. And then her phone rang. Then she heard the sirens. The oldest code we know of isn't written in complex mathematics. It's carved in stone, in an Egyptian tomb from 4,000 years ago. The scribes simply replaced regular hieroglyphs with ones they made up. They weren't trying to keep secrets, they were showing off. These were prayers carved into tomb walls. The scribes wanted to prove they knew something others didn't.
Oh, those were ancient emojis.
Not exactly.
Let's test that theory. Can humans crack this?
The simple act of substituting one symbol for another unleashed something, the human desire to keep secrets. And for thousands of years, that's how codes worked. You'd replace letters with other letters or symbols. Linear A is a secret writing system created by the Minoans in ancient Crete 3,600 years ago. We can read its descendant, Linear B, but Linear A is still a secret. Every attempt to crack it has failed. The Spartans made practical use of codes.
Yes.
Please don't.
Too late. I already ordered the tunic and the cape. Now I just need the abs.
Can I get back to this?
What the heck? I need to catch up on my sit-ups anyway.
The Spartans created the skittling. Here's how it works. Picture a wooden rod about as thick as your wrist. Stop it. Now wrap a strip of leather or parchment around it like a spiral. Write your message across the strip, following the spiral. When you unwrap it, the letters scramble. The message is nonsense. But wrap it around another rod exactly the same size, and the message reappears. This is called a transposition cipher. You're not changing the letters, you're just moving them around. Julius Caesar encoded all his military correspondence by shifting each letter in the alphabet by 3 spaces. A becomes D, B becomes E, and so on. When you hit C, you loop back to A. This is called a shift cipher or Caesar cipher. The key is knowing how many spaces to shift. Caesar used 3, but you can use any number. His enemies never cracked it. In the 1820s, Thomas Beale used a book cipher to hide the location of millions of dollars of buried treasure, and here's how it works. First, pick a book, any book. Then you replace each word in your message with a number. That number tells you which word to use from your chosen book. Count down to the 5th word on page 1, and that's your first word. Maybe the 19th word on page 2 is your second word, and so on. Beale used the Declaration of Independence.
Nicolas Cage has entered the chat.
When someone finally figured that out in 1885, they cracked one of his 3 messages. The treasure is somewhere in Bedford County, Virginia, but the other 2 messages, still locked, because we don't know which books he used. Every year, thousands of people try to crack the Beale ciphers to find the treasure, and every year they fail. The Zodiac Killer was also ahead of his time. He encoded a message using a homophonic substitution cipher using 408 different symbols. Instead of replacing each letter with just one symbol, you could replace it with several different ones. The letter E might become 3 or 7 or some symbol. Nobody knows. This makes the code much harder to break because you can't use frequency analysis. In normal English, E is the most common letter, but if you split it between multiple symbols, that pattern disappears. For 51 years, the Zodiac's message stumped the world's best cryptographers. Then in 2020, 3 amateur code breakers finally solved it.
What did it say?
Well, it said a bunch of stuff, but it started with, I like killing people because it's so much fun.
Yeah, for a serial killer, he wasn't much of a poet.
He wasn't. And the Zodiac Killer was never found. But quantum computers are about to change everything. All these ancient methods, substitutions, patterns, and tricks share one weakness: math. This is a weakness quantum computers can exploit. Soon these machines might reveal every secret message ever written, including yours. The quantum computer hissed as liquid helium circulated through the processor. Carl Bishop checked the temperature. Minus 460 degrees Fahrenheit, absolute zero. Quantum bits needed to be that cold to maintain coherence. Stanford's quantum lab was empty at 3 a.m. He'd been running simulations for 12 hours straight. His eyes burned. But CTEC's grant requirements were clear: demonstrate quantum error correction or lose funding. Quantum computers were terrible at error correction. Quantum states are too fragile, too much noise. If the temperature changes by half a degree, they decohere. If radio waves leak in, they decohere. A truck hits a pothole a mile away, the vibration in the earth makes them decohere. But Carl noticed something strange in the error correction data. The errors weren't random. Then he realized they weren't errors at all. The quantum computer was cracking encryption keys, millions of them. Keys that protect everything from banking passwords to nuclear launch codes. Carl decided to test this. He entered an RSA 4096 security key and ran down the hall for another coffee. He wasn't in a hurry. Even the world's most powerful supercomputers would need billions or trillions of years to break RSA 4096. But when he returned 5 minutes later, he couldn't believe it. The key was cracked. Carl now realized his computer was the most powerful and dangerous weapon on Earth. He started to panic. He tried to delete the data, but it was already uploaded to CTEK's private servers. By sunrise, 3 intelligence agencies had flagged the data transfer. By 9 a.m., the first bank security system was breached. By noon, every bank went dark. The quantum apocalypse had begun. Your entire digital life depends on 2 prime numbers. That's it. 2 numbers. They protect everything. Your passwords, your messages, your bank accounts, all of it. Modern encryption is based on this simple trick. Take 2 huge prime numbers and multiply them together. That creates your public key, a number anyone can use to send you secret messages. But only someone who knows those original prime numbers can read those messages. Working backward, trying to find those original numbers, would take a computer billions of years. Or so he thought. In December 2024, Google unveiled Project Willow. Their quantum computer solved a problem in 5 minutes that would take our fastest supercomputers longer than the age of the universe. Quantum computers do this using superposition.
Hang on. I want to pump the brakes on the nerd chat and fill me in.
Well, think about flipping a coin. It lands on either heads or tails. Normal computer bits work the same way. Everything is either 1 or 0. It's binary. But quantum computer bits, or qubits, can be 1 and 0 at the same time.
How is a qubits non-binary? What? They?
No, they are, but I need you to stop talking. So instead of flipping that coin, it's a coin spinning on its edge. While it spins, it's not heads or tails, it's both at once. That's superposition. Now imagine trying to crack a safe with a million combinations. A normal computer can only try 1 combination at a time. But a quantum computer, it tries all combinations simultaneously. The NSA has been warning about this moment for years. They call it Y2Q, the year quantum computers become powerful enough to break our current encryption. They thought it would happen between 2030 and 2040, but Willow changed everything. For 30 years, quantum computers suffered one major problem: errors. Reading quantum data is like trying to read a book during an earthquake. It's too unstable to work properly. But Google fixed that with Project Willow.
Fixed it.
By grouping qubits together. There are groups of qubits handling processing, and groups of qubits that do nothing but track and fix errors. The more qubits you add, the fewer errors you have. It may sound counterintuitive, but it's like building a sandcastle that gets stronger the bigger it gets. Now, with AI's help, quantum computers are on track to break current encryption by the year 2029, way ahead of schedule.
Yes, bad.
In 2024, the Department of Defense accelerated its quantum modernization program. Their latest directive warns that critical systems must be quantum resistant by 2025. But one detail stands out. They're not just protecting future messages. They're racing to protect everything we've ever encrypted. And they're running out of time. When Liz Emery's phone buzzed at 4 a.m., she almost ignored it. After 15 years in cybersecurity, late-night calls usually meant someone at the hospital forgot their password. But caller ID showed Mount Sinai's emergency line. The first report was in. Patient records appeared on digital billboards in Times Square. They included blood test results, psychiatric evaluations, and terminal diagnoses that patients had not yet told their families about. Senators, congressmen, CEOs. Their private medical data was all over the internet. She was still coordinating the hospital's response when the news reported that every dating app was breached. Then they came back online. Suddenly, on every device in the city, smartphones, TVs, billboards, was a link to a site where anyone could look up any information that was part of the dating app breach. Direct messages, real names and emails, browser histories, private photos and videos, all revealed. Liz figured the only people celebrating were divorce attorneys. Then an email came into hospital security. Pay $1 billion or every pacemaker control system on Earth will go down. Pay another billion or insulin pumps will go down, starting with diabetic children. The city started to crack. Police dispatch systems were offline. Traffic lights went dark. ATMs were dumping cash into the street. Bank balances were set to zero. Autonomous vehicles became killing machines. Delivery drones crashed into buildings like kamikaze pilots. A fleet of Cybertrucks tore through a shopping mall before exploding, all at once. News channels tried to cover the chaos, but their broadcasts were hijacked. CNN anchors watched helplessly as their personal emails were displayed on screen. The White House press secretary's private texts appeared during a briefing about the crisis. Then the NSA made an emergency broadcast that somehow made it through. They said there was a nationwide system compromise. For the safety of every American, martial law was now imposed. Just as the message was covering the mandatory curfews, every phone in the country went dark. Major technology companies are racing to build quantum-resistant encryption. Google, IBM, and Microsoft have teams working around the clock. But there's a big problem. Quantum computers don't just threaten future messages. They threaten everything we've ever encrypted. Every encrypted file, every secure transmission, every protected database becomes vulnerable, even ones from decades ago. Intelligence agencies have been collecting encrypted data since the Cold War. Your old emails, your financial records, your private messages, all sitting in databases waiting to be unlocked. Then there's Bitcoin. Its entire security system depends on the same math quantum computers are about to break. Shadow groups have already collected hundreds of thousands of encrypted Bitcoin wallets. They're just waiting for quantum computers powerful enough to crack them. All that money could vanish in seconds. At current prices, that's billions of dollars.
Total 2-0, baby.
Banks know this is coming. JP Morgan started building quantum-resistant vaults in 2023, not for gold or cash, for computers. These facilities will never connect to the internet. They'll use paper records and human couriers. The military is training for quantum dark operations, missions conducted without digital communication. Teams practice using prearranged signals, dead drops, and one-time codebooks, the same methods that kept secrets during World War II. The NSA's latest reports show Project Willow proves something they already knew. The quantum apocalypse isn't coming, it's already here. The NSA isn't trying to stop it, it's preparing for what comes after. Because the race is no longer about building quantum computers. The race is to survive them. The line at Chase Manhattan stretched around the block. Cash only. No cards, no transfers. Just paper money and metal coins. Donald Janik watched from his office window across the street. In his 30 years as a security consultant, he'd seen a lot of changes, but nothing like this. The quantum apocalypse was erasing decades of technological progress. His company now specialized in physical security, armed guards, paper record keeping, mechanical locks, the kind of security you couldn't hack. When the hospital records started appearing online, they shut down their networks and went analog. Now armed guards protected rooms full of paper files. Doctors wrote prescriptions by hand. Old mechanical devices became valuable. Typewriter repair shops reopened. Filing cabinet manufacturers couldn't keep up with demand. Bicycle messengers replaced email. Everyone with skills from the pre-digital age suddenly found themselves in demand. Retired secretaries who could take shorthand. Mechanics who could fix cars without computers. Accountants who knew how to keep books by hand. The younger generation struggled to adapt. They never lived in an analog world. The smart ones saw it coming. They pulled their money out early and bought physical assets. Gold, silver, land, things you could touch. Things that existed in the real world, not just as numbers in a database. The rest had to adapt or lose everything. Back at Stanford, Carl Bishop struggled with depression. He blamed himself. CTech, the company supporting his work, no longer took his calls. Still, Carl wouldn't stop digging. He had to find out what went wrong. Then Carl found something buried in the data. Timestamps that didn't make sense. Some encrypted messages were broken months ago. Then he realized the quantum apocalypse didn't start with his mistake. It started months earlier. The first bank breach wasn't at noon the first day. It was 3 months before. The balances weren't touched. Hospital records, websites, and smartphone apps, most have been compromised for months. But again, the data wasn't touched. Carl realized the chaos wasn't an accident. It was cover for something else. Something much bigger. Something much worse. Scientists are racing to develop new encryption methods that even quantum computers can't break. They call it post-quantum cryptography. The strategy by mathematical problems so complex that not even quantum computers can solve them efficiently. But there's a problem. Whenever we think we found an unbreakable code, someone finds a way to break it. The Germans thought Enigma was mathematically impossible to crack. The Japanese believed Purple would keep their World War II communications secret forever. The NSA once claimed RSA encryption would take billions of years to defeat. They were all wrong. Some banks are returning to physical security systems, offline computers, paper records, and in-person verification. Government agencies are reviving Cold War-era methods, one-time pads, dead drops, and bicycle couriers.
Sometimes things don't happen the way you planned. Sometimes you can end up lower than you started.
What?
Quicksilver? So yeah, it's it.
Quantum dark operations like air-gapped facilities, analog communication, and paper messages could work, but they're temporary solutions. Throughout history, humans have played an endless cat-and-mouse game with secrets. Someone creates an unbreakable code, someone else breaks it, and a more complex code replaces it, and the cycle continues. In the quantum age, there are no more secrets, only information waiting to be revealed. That's why the NSA isn't trying to stop it. They aren't building new code-breaking technology. But you know what they are building? Bunkers. The concrete room of the bunker beneath Fort Meade was cold and quiet. Carl Bishop was in his 5th hour of interrogation by 4 government agents. The NSA building above them had been abandoned when their classified files leaked, but this room, which technically didn't exist, still had power and a working computer. Carl learned the truth over the past few months. C-Tech wasn't a tech company. It was a joint NSA-DARPA program that had been running since 2019. They didn't have just one quantum computer. They had a network of them, hidden in secure facilities nationwide. For years, the network had quietly broken every encryption it touched. Banking records, medical files, private messages, and government secrets. The intelligence agencies had access to everything, but there was a problem. They couldn't act on any of it without revealing their capability. Imagine knowing about every terrorist plot, every corporate crime, every government corruption scandal, but being unable to stop any of it without exposing how you got the information. The agencies were drowning in intelligence they couldn't use. The solution was elegant. Create a world where privacy no longer existed, where every secret was public. If nothing were private, there'd be no need to explain how they obtained their intelligence. No search warrants were necessary. Everything was already exposed. The social chaos was part of the plan. Communities going analog wasn't a problem, it was the goal. Drive the dangerous elements offline, where they could be more easily monitored through traditional surveillance. Let the general public choose between convenience and privacy. They would choose convenience. They always did. But the intelligence agencies had their own solution for secure communication, a return to Cold War tradecraft. Dead drops, one-time pads, face-to-face meetings in soundproof rooms. Their most sensitive operations moved to facilities that never touched a network or used a computer. Buildings that didn't officially exist, staffed by people with no digital footprint. They maintained 2 separate organizations, the public-facing agency everyone knew about, and the shadow agency that operated completely offline. The public agency would rebuild its security and update its systems. All of it would be theater. The real work happened in places like this concrete bunker, places with no windows, no cameras, no phones. Places where messages were still written by hand and burned after reading. The most important secrets were never digitized, never encrypted, and never stored anywhere except in human memory. The NSA didn't break encryption to destroy society. They destroyed society to hide that they'd broken encryption almost a year ago. Carl was set up. The quantum apocalypse was pinned on him. But what could he do about it? Martial law was still in effect. The NSA wanted him to keep working and keep quiet. He could either agree to cooperate or go to prison. Violation of the Espionage Act, willful communication of national defense information, unauthorized access of classified documents. The list went on and on. He didn't have much of a choice. As Carl left the concrete room, he realized that in a world with no secrets, the most powerful people weren't those who could break encryption. The most powerful people are those who could keep secrets without it. And right now, the only people who could do that works for the NSA. Thank you so much for hanging out today. My name is AJ. There's Hecklefish.
My voice is my passport. Verify it.
This has been the Y-Files. If you want to learn anything, do him a favor, subscribe, comment, like, share. It's just a small little thing, but it really helps us out. Like most topics we cover on the channel, today's was recommended by you. So if there's a story you'd like to see or learn more about, go to theyfiles.com/tips. And remember, the Y-Files is also a podcast. Twice a week, I post deep dives into the stories we cover here on the channel, and I post episodes that wouldn't be allowed on the channel. It's called the Y-Files Operation Podcast, and it's available everywhere you get your podcasts. If you need more Y-Files in your life, check out our Discord server. There's over 60,000 people on there, so 24/7, something's going on. They're talking about the same weird stuff we do here. It's a great community. It's really supportive. It's a lot of fun, and it's free to join. And if you want to follow what's going on with the Y-Files at any given time, check out our production calendar. It's theyfiles.com/cal. There we post our episode schedule, upcoming podcasts, live streams, all that stuff. And special thanks to our patrons who make this channel possible. Every episode of the Y-Files is dedicated to our Patreon members. You know, the last 6 months have been rocky, and I couldn't have gotten through it without you. So I can't say thank you enough. And if you'd like to support the channel, keep us going, and join a great community, consider becoming a member of Patreon. For as little as $3 a month, get access to perks like videos early with no commercials, access to merch only available to members, plus 2 private live streams every week just for you. The whole Y-Files team is on the stream. We've all got our webcams on. And you can turn your webcam on, jump up on stage, ask a question, make a joke, talk about anything you like. Another great way to support the channel is grab something from the Y-Files store.
Grab a Heckler's t-shirt or these coffee mugs that are perfectly suited for a gentleman's fist or a lady's fist or whatever you happen to call yourself or identify as. You stick your fist in there for a good time. Or grab one of these hoodies or a face on it. Or one of these, hold it, the foot of dolls that aren't creepy at all. Or get a squeezy handle, stuff Heckler's tongue in. Doll toy.
Those are the plugs, and that's going to do it. Until next time, be safe, be kind, and know that you are appreciated.
A secret code inside the box that I work.
It's here where the city of Telos is said to have been built and is still occupied. And there is a lot of evidence that something is happening there. I linked to an episode we did where we called Mount Shasta the most paranormal place on Earth, and it absolutely is. And these are just a few entrances to the Kingdom of Gartha in North America. There are others in Arkansas, California, and other states, and several locations in Canada. Even the site of the secret underground base in Dulce, New Mexico, was said to be chosen because of its proximity to an entrance to the inner Earth. And we did an episode on Dulce Base as well. And you might have noticed that a lot of alleged entrances to the Hollow Earth coincide with locations famous for UFO sightings. And this might not be a coincidence. Whenever someone mentions a UFO, our instinct is to look up toward the sky, to space. Turns out, we might be looking in the wrong direction. When we think of UFOs, we think of extraterrestrials from a distant star. And that could be true. But there's also the theory that UFOs aren't coming from a different planet, but from inside our planet. Scientifically speaking, it makes more sense that there's a race of humanoid beings living within the Earth, as opposed to a race of humanoid beings who have somehow figured out how to cross the vast distances of space. And isn't it strange that the aliens we talk about are all humanoid? Whether they're the small grays, the tall whites, or even the goblin-type aliens, they all kind of look like us. 2 eyes, nose, mouth, 2 legs with feet and toes, 2 arms with hands and fingers. Even the size of the beings is close to the size of humans. Now, maybe all intelligent life in the universe evolves this way, but I would expect life in different biomes, in different ecosystems, on different planets, light years away, to look radically different than humans. But they don't. So it's possible that they're from here, just in places we can't normally see. We see a lot of UFOs coming out of the ocean, but we haven't found any type of base, at least not a confirmed sighting. So what if the base is inside the hollow Earth, under the ocean? I can think of no better hiding place.
Far side of the moon.
Yeah, that would be a good hiding place. And there are crazy things happening on the far side of the moon, and an episode on that is coming up. And there have been many UFO sightings around Mount Shasta where the object flies into the mountain and then disappears. Now, assuming the witnesses are telling the truth, and I believe they are, the objects are going somewhere. In the Arctic near the North Pole, the earliest reported UFO sightings go back to the year 1850. Captain DeHaven and his medical officer saw what they thought was a balloon, but then a second object appeared, and suddenly both objects vanished. Around midnight on January 22nd, 1952, a strange object was tracked on radar at a military outpost in northern Alaska. It was moving at 1,500 miles per hour, which no aircraft on Earth could do. 3 jets were sent to investigate, and as the jets approached, the radar blip slowed down and just hovered. A few seconds later, it streaked out of sight, heading to the North Pole, moving even faster than before. On October 5th, 1960, the Ballistic Missile Early Warning Station at Thule, Greenland, thought World War III had started. Radar was tracking multiple objects moving at speeds too fast to be anything except a Soviet missile attack. Within minutes, U.S. bases in England and Canada were mobilized, and NORAD and the Strategic Air Command were alerted. A few minutes later, the radar signals changed course and disappeared somewhere near the North Pole. The military has been dealing with Arctic UFOs since 1945. The first UFO in Alaska emerged from the sea in March of that year. 14 crew members on an Army transport ship witnessed the object. It approached the ship, circled it, and then flew away. And there are many more sightings in the Arctic during this time. Inuits in the Arctic regions have encountered UFOs in the past and included them in their myths. Once, a man from the Buckland River tribe discovered what appeared to be a UFO landing site. 2 strips of land approximately 2 feet wide had been burned all the way down to the ground. On Sledge Island, Inuits have a legend of a massive ball of fire resembling the moon that descended from the sky. Shortly after the object was spotted, a creature described as a human skeleton appeared in the village. According to the legend, this visitor was not friendly and killed most of the people it encountered. These are just a small fraction of the stories about UFOs and visitors coming from the ocean, from the poles, or the middle of the Earth. So we've covered the eyewitness accounts. The next piece of the Hollow Earth puzzle is scientific evidence. We have that too. The Kola Super Deep Borehole was just 9 inches in diameter, and at 40,230 feet, it's the deepest hole on Earth. It took almost 20 years to reach its depth of 7.5 miles.
Mel's hole's deeper than that.
Well, that's true, but that's another episode.
They pulled some crazy stuff out of Mel's hole.
Kola Super Deep was abandoned in 1992 when the drillers encountered higher than expected temperatures. Over 350 degrees Fahrenheit, the drill just couldn't handle the heat. 7.5 miles is a deep hole, but it's 4,000 miles to the Earth's core, so the Kola Super Deep is nothing. And since grade school, we've been taught that the Earth is made up of the crust, the mantle, and the core. And the core is 2 layers. The outer core is almost 1,400 miles thick and mostly made of liquid iron and nickel. The inner core is a solid sphere with a radius of about 750 miles. And the inner core is thought to be comprised mostly of iron and some nickel. But if we've only dug 7.5 miles down, how do we know for sure what's down there? Well, we don't. But by using different methods, scientists can take a guess. The primary way we've learned about the Earth's core is through the study of seismic waves. These are waves of energy that travel through the Earth's layers. They move at different speeds depending on the density and the composition of the layer they're passing through. Further evidence comes from the Earth's magnetic field, which is best explained by a dynamo effect. This is the spinning motion of the liquid iron and nickel which generates the field. But something strange happened at the beginning of this year. The Earth's inner core stopped spinning. Now, it's believed that the core started spinning again, but in a different direction. And nobody really knows what caused this. We can only guess. A few months later, it was determined that the Earth has an inner core of solid iron about 400 miles wide. So new discoveries are always being made, and everything we know about the inner Earth is just educated guesses. Why couldn't the Earth be hollow, or at least have enormous hollowed-out spaces that could support life? Now, skeptics have argued that you can't have life inside the Earth. The main reason, there's no water. Well, when the Kola Super Deep borehole was being drilled, fossilized plankton were found miles below the surface. Still, those are fossils, maybe millions of years old. What about now? Well, in 2014, scientists discovered water hundreds of miles below the Earth's surface. Not just a little water. They found so much water, you can fill all the Earth's oceans with it. 3 times. Wow. Most of the Earth's water is not on the surface, it's inside. This water exists between 250 and 410 miles under the surface in an area called a transition zone, a buffer layer that separates the upper from the lower mantle. Now, if there's water down there, I wonder what else could be down there. Well, in 2019, geologists from Princeton University published a study that surprised everyone. They used supercomputers to analyze seismic data from some of the largest earthquakes ever recorded, including the 8.2 magnitude quake that hit Bolivia in 1994. Earthquakes that big reverberate through the entire planet. We may not feel them, but seismographs can detect them. Analysis showed that beneath the surface of the Earth are vast plains and mountains taller than the Himalayas, all deep within the Earth. How deep? 410 miles, the same depth as where the water is found, the transition zone. So what about the entrances at the poles? Well, pictures are hard to find, and they're allegedly all altered by NASA, which we know they do. But there are a few photos and videos out there of the poles that show something strange. These photos were taken by the SS-7 satellite in 1968. In one photograph, the North Pole was covered by clouds. In another photograph, the same area had no clouds, revealing a massive hole where the pole would be. This was taken from the ISS in March of 2015. NASA says that's a typhoon. Fair enough. But in 1987, the Russian space station Mir recorded something at the North Pole that is definitely not a typhoon. What is this? The hollow Earth theory has been around for centuries. At one point in history, it was the mainstream scientific view. But is there really evidence to support the hollow Earth theory? Well, yes and no. Modern hollow Earth theory always starts with Edmund Halley. He's a famous astronomer, which gives the theory some legitimacy. Halley put forth the idea because he couldn't explain why magnetic poles were moving. He figured there were shells inside the Earth that moved independently of each other. And he was almost right. During Halley's time, it wasn't yet known that the Earth's core spins, which creates the magnetic field. But he was correct that sections of the inner Earth can move independently of each other, including the core, as we only recently discovered. Mathematician Leonard Euler gets credit for pushing the hollow Earth theory in the 18th century. Now, I'm not sure how he became attached to the theory. There's no evidence he ever said anything about it. And the concept of Agartha as a legendary subterranean world was first mentioned in the late 19th century. French occultist and esoteric writer Alexandre Saint-Yves introduced the idea in a book he published in 1885. And according to his writing, Agartha was a place of ancient wisdom and spiritual enlightenment, but he never found actual hard evidence that it was a real place. He actually never looked. The idea caught on with other occultists and theosophists like Madame Blavatsky, but the only evidence they provide of the hollow Earth comes from visions and telepathic communication, and I'll leave it to you to determine if that's proof enough. Most modern hollow Earth myths come from the Jules Verne novel Journey to the Center of the Earth. When this story was published in 1864, it was a phenomenon and made Jules Verne one of the most famous authors in the world. Before there were blockbuster films, there was Jules Verne. Now, Admiral Byrd's diary describes how he flew into the hollow Earth and had a meeting with an advanced race of beings who warned him about war and nuclear weapons. And this is a common theme in science fiction in the 1950s and 1960s. Admiral Byrd's story is basically the same plot as The Day the Earth Stood Still. It just takes place in Agartha. I covered Admiral Byrd's diary in the other episode. I also explained whether the diary is real or not. Spoiler alert, it's not. Now, the water found inside the Earth is real. And when the discovery was made, we were clickbaited into thinking there are these vast oceans inside the Earth. And there may be, but that's not what this discovery showed. There is a massive amount of water in the Earth's mantle, but it's trapped inside rocks and minerals.
Oh, wait, rocks can hold water?
Yeah, lots of it. It's a process called mineral hydration. It's a good way to lock water in a dry environment. For example, the surface of the moon is covered in water. The water is just embedded in the lunar soil. So the water inside the Earth is real, just not in a way that's obvious. And the mountains inside the Earth are also real, but also not how we might think. Again, we were clickbaited into thinking there are huge open spaces underground with mountain ranges, and you can't help but picture scenes from Godzilla vs. Kong. But that's not what they found. There are mountains of material that are denser than the material around them. It's still solid-ish material, just of different densities. The NASA video is a typhoon, and the video taken from here was a hoax, but you probably knew that. Now, it's true there aren't a lot of satellite pictures of the poles, and there is a lot of speculation about this. The truth is, there aren't a lot of satellites there. It's not worth taking a lot of photographs of the poles because not much changes, and photos that are almost pure white are hard to analyze. Now, there are a couple of satellites in polar orbit that measure how much the ice caps are melting.
They're not.
Well, a few years ago, you can maybe make that argument, but NASA reports that Antarctica is losing around 150 billion tons of ice per year.
Yeah, but when is NASA ever tell the truth, huh?
Now, that's a fair point. But just last week, it was reported that Antarctica is experiencing a 6 Sigma event, which happens every 7.5 million years.
Oh, this sounds bad.
Well, it ain't good. But assuming we're not all underwater, I'll get into that in a future episode. As for things I can explain, there are witness reports of UFOs flying into Mount Shasta. No video that I can find, but multiple witnesses have seen this, and I think they're probably telling the truth. UFOs are coming out of the ocean. We've all seen video of that. And if the aliens landed tomorrow and held a press conference where they said we're not from another planet, but we're from inside this planet, well, that would make sense to me. Scientifically speaking, that's more plausible than creating wormholes and bending space-time to travel through space. But until the aliens announce themselves, or until our government starts telling the truth, we're just not going to know for sure. And there are many, many interesting stories about the Hollow Earth, and there's no way to cover them in one episode, so keep an eye out for more on this topic. Now, it's true we can't prove the Earth is hollow. It's also true we can't prove it's not. If you follow this channel, you know I try to find as much truth in these mysteries as I can. But the real truth is, some mysteries just can't be solved. And those are my favorite. I say it over and over. I try to be very honest because I get lots of things wrong. So, someone sent in Agartha. That was the request. And I had no idea what it was. But this was a week where I didn't have any topics, and it was getting kind of down to the wire. And when that happens, I just go back to the tips line and I just look through like what do we have that could possibly work. And I came across Agartha. I'm like, what is this? And it's like, okay, it's Hollow Earth. That could be fun. And then I start researching it, and it's super fun. You can tell in the episode that I'm really excited about it. And that's gold. When I go into a topic and I have no idea what it is, and then I start researching, I'm like, this is perfect. So that's what happened with Agartha, and that was a lot of fun. Next up is 62, episode 62, the wormhole drilling project that went very wrong. I should go and update some of these titles. A little clickbaity. Alright, so before you say it, I am aware that I have put on weight in this video. Okay, that is my COVID weight, and I know it's hard to watch my big round face, but I'm aware of it, and I fixed it. So go easy on me in the comments. But if you can get past the bad guy, it's another Art Bell story. At least that's where I learned about it. It was someone had discovered like the deepest hole in the world, and they put a microphone down there, and they heard the sounds of hell. It's only 11 minutes. Let's see after this. When the drill reached 14.4 kilometers, it had broken through solid rock and into a large cavern that wasn't supposed to be there. From the surface, scientists could hear something coming from the hole. They lowered down an instrument array, including a microphone. There was air in the cavern, 9 miles beneath the surface, but it was mostly toxic gas, and the air temperature was over 1,000 degrees. None of this made sense. They turned on the microphone. What they heard caused most of the crew to quit on the spot. For the few that remained, it only got worse. They called it the Well to Hell. When the Allies won the Second World War, they quickly scrambled to claim their share of the Nazi resources. Gold, weapons, and oil were highly prized, but no resource was as valuable as the Nazi scientific community. The United States launched Operation Paperclip, which brought over 1,600 Nazi scientists, engineers, and technicians to the U.S. for government employment. The Soviets had Operation Oswiecim, where over 2,500 scientists were recruited by the Soviet Union. Abducted. This influx of talent kicked off a scientific rivalry that would last the next half-century. Nuclear technology was, of course, a priority for weapons and for energy. The most high-profile competition was the space race. The Soviets were the first to launch a satellite into orbit, the first to land an object on the moon, the first to put a human in orbit, and the first spacewalk. The United States had its own list of firsts, the big one being the first man on the moon. Not this again.
No impact crater. The shadows don't line up. Pictures use the same backdrop. You can't get through the Van Allen radiation belt. You want more?
I can't do this today.
If you think the moon landing was real, I have a few NFTs to sell you.
Okay, whether the moon landing was real or fake, these achievements pushed both countries to explore further and higher than ever before. It also pushed them to explore deeper, a new competition, the race to the center of the Earth. The American program was called Project Mohole. The first borehole was drilled in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Mexico in 1961. But the program suffered from poor management and lack of funding. The Russian drilling program was more focused. They chose a location on the Kola Peninsula for their hole. The Kola Super Deep borehole penetrated 1/3 of the way through the Earth's crust, over 12 kilometers down. And these are the public projects. The Soviets also had a secret drilling project. The world finally learned about it when a whistleblower came forward in 1989. He claimed that buried deep beneath the Earth was hell.
Actual hell?
Actual hell. He said the Russians accidentally discovered it deep beneath Siberia. And he said there was proof.
To those who discounted the Siberia Sounds from Hell story, it is true, and I, for one, wish it wasn't.
In 1989, Dr. Dmitry Azakov and a group of scientists were working on a borehole drilling project in Siberia. When the drill reached 14.4 kilometers, or 9 miles deep, the drill bit started rotating wildly. It had somehow broken through solid rock and into a hollow area under the Earth's crust. This cavity wasn't supposed to be there. When the drill returned to the surface, it was literally glowing red hot. This also was unexpected. The temperatures at these depths should be about 100 degrees, 150 degrees at most. Instruments were reading temperatures of over 1,100 degrees. Dr. Azakov said, "It seems like an inferno is in the center of the Earth." The next discovery, according to Dr. Azakov, was the most shocking and caused some people to leave the project. At the surface, they heard strange sounds coming from the hole. At first, the engineers thought it was their equipment, so they shut down all the machinery, but the sound was still there. Part of the research done at the site was recording the sound of the movement of the Earth using specialized microphones. So they lowered one of these microphones into the hole. Even though it was designed to operate at high temperatures, it overheated in just a few seconds. But a few seconds was enough to prove the sound was definitely coming from the Earth's interior. And it was unsettling. 9 miles below the surface, in a superheated cavern, they heard humans screaming in pain. Dr. Azakov is quoted as saying,
"We could hear them civilians in the ground suffering souls that screaming. Hopefully that which is down there will stay there."
Novikov believed they drilled into hell itself. Half of the scientists immediately quit. Those who stayed at the job site were in for more of a shock. Later that night, a plume of gas burst out of the borehole and took the shape of a large bat or winged demon. And in the gas, 3 words were written: "I have conquered." The whole job site erupted into pandemonium. Then the medical staff received a call from someone, we really don't know who.
KGB.
Probably. The medics were told to give everyone a type of sedative which would erase their short-term memories. The Soviets